First time this team's been to the Final Four, been to the semifinals since you were on the team, sir. Talk to me about how awesome it is to bring it back.
You know, I really never thought about it till, maybe a couple weeks ago, and everybody was bringing it up to me. It is surreal, but at the same time, as much as it brings up, old times, it's about these kids. They've worked their tails off. They took their lumps, they bought in, and just kept chugging along. And we've had to grind out the last 2 days, and that just shows you how tough we are as a team when we put our minds to it and get after it.
Talk about toughness. This series has been a whirlwind. Everybody back and forth the whole way. Talk about the toughness these kids had to show.
Well, that's exactly what I just told them there. I told them today was going to be one of those days, whether you have your A game or not, it's going to be who can keep it between their ears. It was going to be intense, kids chirp and all that stuff, but could we keep it between the ears and play the game? And when things weren't going so well early on, we kept it between the ears, and I think that's the score as a result of that. We were able to grind it out and just be a tougher bunch.
Offensively, y'all really barreled some up today. I think 3 home runs. I mean, you really, when you need the big hit, you really, you guys stepped up.
We did, and you can't say enough of them. We felt like that we should have swung it better yesterday, and you don't get those games back. So that's what we talked about in the cages. When we get those opportunities, you get those, hitters counts and stuff. We got to make them pay, and thank goodness the right guys came up and guys were on base, and it just worked out for us.
I heard one of your kids say, "Boys, we made history today," as you were walking off field. Talk about that mindset for your guys.
Well, kids get into those stats. I know Coach Allen brought it up last night, and I think Jeff was here and he brought it up, and I didn't really want to think about it because I'm superstitious when it comes to baseball, so I didn't want it to come back. But what they were talking about is that's the most wins in school history.
As far as another good relief performance from your bullpen. Kind of studied the course there with Morgan and then Rainey. So yeah.
Well, all year long we felt like we've thrown 13 or 14 guys. That's a lot of guys in single A. You know what I'm saying? We don't have guys that's going to go out there and strike out 12. We don't ask them to. Coach Allen, he don't get paid enough to do what he does. I mean, and he works with them every day. And so it's a mindset that he's got them to go in there and throw strikes, get ground balls in our defense play. And we felt good. We felt like we had 4 or 5 arms a day with fresh. So we weren't worried about that aspect. We were just worried if we could handle it and throw strikes in crucial situations.
Talking about what this team's going to have to do to get into that championship game and pass the semifinals.
Well, we're definitely going to have to play better. Our mindset's going to have to be a little bit more focused. But at the same time, you got to take one game at a time. You can't look at it as, well, if we do this, then we'll be there. I think that's what got us into trouble with this series is we kind of looked ahead. You can't look at seedings, good or bad. That don't mean they're unbeatable because they're a 1 seed. I take it one day, one game at a time, and then see where the chips fall.
Well, this is the 3rd time in a row you've gotten to Elite 8. You said keep on getting there. Eventually you'll kind of break through the door, and we all done that now, getting the Final Four.
Yeah. It's been a long road, and some of these kids have been around a while. So we've been knocking at the door, and they hear it. They hear the same things. So once you get there and you get a feel for it, then you want those younger kids to see what that's like, and then that's how our program you don't have to what they call reload or whatever. It's there. They expect that every year, and that's what you got to get to. The kids got to believe in it.
All right, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Y'all set me up for that. I should have known that when he was backing up. Hold that. Sorry.